Well, hello and happy holidays. Welcome to Chubs Gone Wild, episode 471, recorded on December 5th, 2022, where it is 56 degrees and, well, it was rainy. Um, and inside the Chubs Gone Wild remote studios. Hello. Anyway, hi, Tom. How are you doing?
Cold.
Yeah, yeah. What, do you not turn your heater on much over there, or is it just cold?
Um, it's well, I turn the heater on, but in the evening.
Mm.
Yeah. Usually I can, it stays pretty average in the house. I mean, it's like 60 degrees in the house. So if this was summertime, I'd be going, oh, it feels so good.
I know, right? It is like that. Did you, what was it? Oh gosh, what was I just gonna ask you? 60 degrees summer. Oh, you got to use your fireplace.
Yes.
Is that,
The whole week finally, because the week of Thanksgiving, no wind, it was just
Mhm.
still and cold. And so you can't use, just remember the rule is if it's rainy
Mhm.
and windy, you can have a fire. If it's still or foggy, no fire.
Mhm. Well, that's good that you got to do that because we've had a lot of rain and it's been very lovely.
Yeah, it has been very nice. I mean, it was weird was because they were thinking, oh, maybe a half an inch over the whole weekend, and I don't know, I think we're like an inch and a half at this point. It just
Wow.
kept raining.
Mm.
It's crazy how much it was raining. It was
Yeah.
just, and it was one of those where it's not pouring, but it's one of those steady, like you know how when you get a drizzle and it's just like little ones
Hmm. Hmm.
were they were little but consistent and heavy.
Yeah.
It doesn't make a noise, but boy, you walk from the car to the house and you're drenched.
Yeah, I'm that one day we had it really heavy over here, like practically all day. It was crazy. In fact, I had to
How'd
go
you
out.
like the how'd you like the thunder yesterday?
I don't think I didn't hear it.
Oh my God. It was so funny because no, it was yesterday because um it woke Sean. Well, Sean was in bed and he came out and goes, "What was that?" Because it was weird. I was sitting in the living room and the light from the back door reflected onto the back of the front door
Hmm.
where I sit, and it was like a flash, and I was like, "What was that flash? Was there like lightning?" And then all of a sudden it's like
Oh,
it sounded like Godzilla was breaking out of the mountain. It was loud. I can't believe you didn't hear it.
I if it was, I probably had my headphones on,
Yeah.
uh,
It was right
because
around noon.
yeah, I had my headphones on because my mom watches TV in the room of requirement, and so when I listen to something, I don't want to blast her out, and I also don't want to always listen to some of the news that she's listening to, so I just put my headphones on. Yeah, but that's cool though. I mean, I love weather like that.
Yeah, because we don't get it.
Right.
So
It
when we
is.
do, it's like, ooh, we're all excited.
Yeah. Except the dogs, of course. They're like, what the fuck? Um, okay, it is 14 days till Hanukkah, 17 till winter solstice, 21 till Christmas, 22 till Kwanzaa, and just 28 days until the end of this year and 2023 begins. And 330 days till Halloween. Get them costumes picked out. Hey, we do have a winner for the year-end holiday giveaway. I put all the entries, and there were a lot this year, which was really cool. So I put them all in the thing, and instead of using the random number generator, I just wrote them on a piece of paper and picked one. So it was Patreon Charles. Yay! Who is a first time winner. Yay! So congratulations! I let him know, and his little holiday love will be on its way this week. Anyway, All right. Hey, Patreon offers folks a way to support creators and receive rewards not open to the general public, like special podcasts, videos, books, and more. And we want to thank our current patrons, Clint Nephi Nick, DJ Stase, Tramza, Univas, Eric, Sean, Charles, Brother Sinatus, Phoenix Dave, Kingsley, and Moose P. Please visit patreon.com/Matt Burlingame if you'd like to become a patron of the show for as little as $1 a month. Yay! All right. Well, guess what? On December 5th, 1945, at exactly 2:10 p.m., fire. Excuse me. Hold on. Thank you. 5 U.S. Navy aviator torpedo bombers comprising Flight 19 take off from Fort Lauderdale Naval Air Station in Florida on a routine 3-hour training mission. After having completed their objective, Flight 19 was scheduled to take them due east for an additional 67 miles and then turn north for 73 miles and back to the air station after that, totaling a distance of 120 miles. Why you need to know all that? I don't know, but now you do. Also, they never returned. Do you know why? Triangle.
No.
They flew through the Bermuda Triangle and disappeared. Still say that area there's a gateway over there into something else. Just saying. All right. Well, now let's set that aside and focus on our
How can we focus on anything when those men are missing?
Well, it was in 1945, so they've got another what, 20 something years before they reappear. Just saying. Look, it's a Netflix show.
And they haven't aged it.
Right, exactly. But they have the key to saving the future. Anyway, all right. Hey, our daily after our showly weekly affirmation. Please center yourself. I love myself and know that I am doing the best I can. Well, that's not what people tell me. They tell me, why don't you try? Why don't you just try?
Well, what do you tell them?
I'm having depression. Fuck off.
Oh, okay.
I'm doing the best I can. They're like, you lie. I'm seniors. Anyway, moving on. Let's see what holidays we may have accidentally celebrated today, shall we? Did you celebrate AFL-CIO Day?
If that meant take a poop, yes.
I have no idea what it meant.
Okay.
Bathtub party.
I don't have a bathtub.
I do. Can't really get in it, but yeah. I showered. I had a shower party. Yay. Also, it's the Day of the Ninja, International Volunteer Day. It's every day. Krampusnacht. Krampus night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't celebrate, but I knew.
Yeah, I didn't do that one. Our friend did, I'm sure.
Did he? He probably doesn't even know it's Krampus Day.
I don't know, but he's a big Krampus fan, so he's got a collection of Funko Pop Krampuses.
Did you know that they had a Krampus festival in Elk Grove on Saturday?
No, I didn't. Oh man, if he had known, he probably would have
Yeah,
gone.
you could take your picture with him, and they had all sorts of fun, like stuff on sale.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds cool. Anyway, it's also National Communicate with Your Kids Day.
I did not do that.
Well, you can do that later on.
Yeah, but I hate talking to the sock.
Exactly. All right, dear. Oh my. My mother listens to the show now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great.
30. All right. It's also National, you'll know how to pronounce this, Sasha Tort.
Is that
It's
Beyonce?
like a food day.
Oh, I thought it
Tort.
was Beyonce. That was Sasha Fierce. That's right. That's
Oh
different.
yeah, yeah. Sacker Tort? No, I think it's Sasha, but I don't know. Also, it's Repeal Day and Walt Disney Day. Did you know that?
Walt Disney.
I'll have to watch the Santa Clauses tonight and find out about that. And also World Soil Day. I've been soiled. Hmm. All right. Well, I think we do have some birthdays coming up. I know that we've had some really great ones quite recently. And today we have we wish happy birthday to Dre, John, Matt, oh, Taylor. That Taylor from Cod is my co-pilot. That's not right. Pod is my co-pilot. He is 50 years old today. Also, we've got somebody else here. Leonard Bailey, Ron Williams. So he's an author. He's a really good author, Ron Williams. Also, we've got the awesome Kim, Jonathan, Martin, Daniel. Oh, well, it would have been Boyce Hinman's birthday today, but he sadly passed away last month. So he was a strong, positive activist in Sacramento. Also, we have that Charlie, George, Di, and Jeanette, Patricia, and oh, that Rodan, really. So yeah, we got that Rodan from Pod is my co-pilot, and his his birthday's gonna be 47 years old. So woohoo! There we go. We had some fabulous birthdays. It just made me so happy. All right. Yes, I'm vamping. Here we are. Hey, we got some stuff in the grab bag. Gabar says, hi. Well, hi there. And also, Sean says there are probably better options, but Carl's Jr. and Jack in a Box both have decent jalapeno poppers. I might have to try that. I think I have not had any. I think I had a Jack in a Box one once, but that's it. Let's try them. Also, Chub Hugs, did you want to go first?
Well, I did want to send Chub hugs out to the with Christina Hill and her family. They're all COVID right now.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
horrible.
now, I haven't heard. Is it just COVID or is it like they've got big symptoms?
I think her parents had big symptoms. I don't know about Bob, but they've all been. She said they've all been sick. They haven't like just
It's just so weird because I haven't seen anybody sick from COVID.
yeah.
Um, I've gotten it twice and had no symptoms at all. So,
Hmm.
well, okay, I did lose my sense of taste last year in June,
Yeah.
but I didn't have any. I mean, nothing else. It was just everything tasted like shit. The good old Costco hot dog. Oh my God. I've no. It's weird because what you can taste
Hmm.
is like chemicals. So
Okay.
all the chemicals that go into making hot dogs, that's what I could taste.
Hmm.
It was nasty, and the bun tasted like chewing on like a bunch of cotton wads.
Ew.
It was a terrible situation, and I love the Costco hot dog, so that was very sad for
Yeah.
me.
I love.
But at the end of 10 days, it was gone.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
I love the movie theater hot dogs. I don't know what they do to them, but they are just so yummy.
And I do want to send out chub hugs to Ukraine again.
Mm.
Well, actually, a lot of people in Europe right now are, that are not supporting the Russians are suffering from not getting
Yes.
their energy. So it is cold. It's cold, very different cold than it is here in Russia. So
Mm.
not in Russia, but in Ukraine and well in the Russian area, all that area around Turkey and all those folks are extra cold. So We
Yeah.
wish them the best.
Well, speaking of extra cold, I want to send Chub hugs out to the people who have no electricity right now
Oh,
because assholes are shooting up the grids out there. And I still don't know, but I mean they haven't officially said, but they still suspect that it was because some drag queens were at events or reading or whatever the fuck it is. Oh my God, the drag queens. Let's go fuck up everybody and, let old people and kids freeze to death because, anyway, I don't need to go
and
on.
now is that you're talking about North Carolina?
Is it in North Carolina?
Yeah, see,
I was,
I checked and we have not heard anything from Moose today. And what is a day
oh,
without Moose, you know, posting? Something's going on.
well,
So
he still has his phone, although it may not be charged, but hopefully he's okay. I just, it's like,
I
what the
don't.
fuck? What the fuck? Come on. Just
Well,
fuck off
it's.
with this shit
I
already.
mean, it's like right now, they're the Supreme Court's looking at somebody who doesn't want to do websites for gay people. And now the reason why it's like fuck them if they don't want to do websites, just make sure everyone knows that these are homophobes and they'll
Mhm.
lose their business. That's fine.
Or
But
the Christians will sweep in and raise
well,
million dollars.
whichever.
Yeah.
And but the thing about it is what this does is this if the Supreme Court says, well, I mean, if religious people find it for some reason they don't want to do things for homosexuals or black people or immigrants, that's okay. That's their religion, right? But what that also does is that creates um, this thing in the law where they can go, well, if you go back and you look at what the Supreme Court said about this, it can apply here too. I don't
Mhm.
want my kids to go to a school that has gay teachers. So, it's a public school. Public schools shouldn't have gay teachers. Then, they'll find a way to finagle this around. Fortunately, the as far as marriage goes, that looks like it's going to be taken care of. It has to go to the House. House has to approve it. Senate's already approved it. Then it goes to goes up to Biden and he signs it, which will help. But we see that it's just a constant ticking away at rights
Mhm.
because they'll sit there and they'll go, well, they can do it with the gays. Well, then they can do it with the Jews.
Mhm.
And what
Well,
about?
at some point, maybe it can be then done with the Catholics. So,
Oh no, that's discrimination.
exactly. I don't know. I remember the days when the Catholics were pretty much looked down on. Oh, that was yesterday. All right, moving on.
They
Uh,
were yesterday. They were the Catholics were looked
oh,
at.
no, they weren't discriminated against, but they were looked down upon by me.
Yeah, me too.
Moving on, not saying all Catholics are bad. Some are very lovely people. Some. All right. But now Tom wants to talk to you about.
Um, just a minute. Jana texted me. Okay. All right.
Yeah,
Let's see.
shush.
It's been an interesting week. I started watching The Ghost of Morgan City, which it's weird. You can't find it on, when you look down through Discovery on all their things that are available. But
Huh?
if you tap it out, you spell it out, Ghost of Morgan City, all of a sudden it comes up. So,
Hmm.
these streaming services need to get their shit together.
Oh yeah, I was having that trouble last night actually. Yeah.
Yeah, and either having it with Discovery or with HBO Max is terrible.
Mm. And
Um,
getting worse now that
yes,
they're yeah.
yeah. So, and yeah. So, but
Mm.
let's see. This week we finished up Mighty Ducks. I think it's done. It's done. And of course, the Ducks win the big game at the end of the season. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Let's see. Survivor. Survivor was very fucked up because what happened was during their immunity challenge, one person had already gained a chance to how can I okay one person had this chance to say who they thought would win the immunity challenge that was coming up. And
Mm.
then what happened was during the immunity challenge, it was one of those where they put these grates in the ocean, and they put it there for regular tide, and then they start the contest when high tide starts coming in. So they're basically holding their breath while the tide comes in and out and not drowning. It looks like waterboarding. It's so horrible. It was hard to watch. Hard to watch.
Yeah, I
But
don't
what
really
happened was
care
at
for
the end, they finally called the contest because the high tide went out. So the whole contest was who's not going to be able to make it through high tide. Well, two of them made it through high tide, so they both got immunity. And then the guy who picked who he thought was going to win picked one of the people that won. So they had 7 people left, in the tribe, and 3 of them had immunity. So it got down to 4 people. He had to pick between 4 people, and it was
that.
it was ugly for those 4 people because they're like, oh my god, who are they going to pick? What I don't have. Oh, why couldn't I have held my breath longer? So that was it was kind of interesting. We finished up Masked Singer this week,
Hmm.
and I didn't get who the lambs were, but it was the lambs against the harp, and the harp ended up winning. That ended up being Amber Riley. Oh wait, I think I said that week 1.
Yeah.
And then the lambs were Wilson Phillips.
Oh, didn't you mention that at one point?
No,
Was a
no,
possibility? Okay.
no. We thought they had mentioned the chicks.
Uh,
It was weird because they said they were kind of like family, and they hadn't been singing for a while,
hmm.
together for a while. I thought it was the Brady girls since they had the Brady
Yeah,
girls on earlier. And it was family, and and I knew that they had sang during their time period, so they could sing.
right.
But it ended up being Wilson Phillips, which was kind of fun. So yeah, White Lotus is it's so fucked up because it makes you not want to go on vacation because everybody there is having a terrible time.
Hmm.
Um, you know, uh, yeah, they're cheating. Couples are cheating on each other. You've got just weird shit happening all around. Jennifer Coolidge character, she
Hmm.
finally met up with some gay guys that were, rich gay guys that are in Italy. So she's running around with them. So I'm hoping that they turn out to be like legitimately okay people and not
Yeah,
trash people.
yeah.
Because if she's going to be in all the White Lotuses, because she was on the first one, if
Hmm.
she's going to be in the next one, it would be fun to see her. Maybe it's in some other exotic place, and she's there with the gays this time.
Right.
And so you take on a whole different travel and feel for it. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. Um, Finished up the Big Brunch. That's the Dan Levy HBO Max brunch food competition, even
Right.
though it ended up not being much like brunch food, but it ended up being a really good show. Everybody was really friendly. It had more of a British baking contest where people were helping each other and supporting each other instead of trying to backstab each other.
That's good.
Yeah, so that was actually good. And for those who have not seen, um, the winner was well deserving. That's
Good.
all I'll say. I won't say who it was because I'm sure people are are either not started yet or are in the middle of it.
Right.
Let's see. The new Pitch Perfect. It's Boomer and Bouncer. I never remember his name. Anyway, in Berlin, and I think I mentioned to you what happened was one of the people from the German guy that was in number 2 calls him up and says, you're famous in Germany. You got to come here and try, do some more songs and see if we can't make you a celebrity in Germany.
Right.
And of course, Adam Devine's character, he just wants to be famous. So he goes there. He meets Sarah Hyland, who is Wells' wife from The Bachelor in Paradise, but we also know her from Modern Family. So
Right.
she ends up being his love interest, and they all sorts of weird, goofy stuff goes on. But it finished nicely. I don't know if there's going to be more. It had a solid ending, so it may just be 6 in and that's it. But fun. Let's see. We're here this week. They were in Jackson, Mississippi. And I can't wait to talk to Brian about this because we didn't get to record yesterday because he was
Yeah.
on the beach. But we're recording later today. He had the question he had asked Jennifer Hudson when we were interviewing her was, he goes, how are you going to feel when drag queens start using your version of I'm not going
Yeah.
in their performances? And she goes, well, you tell me where and when that's going to be, and I will be there to see it. Well, now she just has to go to HBO Max because Shangela did her version
Mm.
on the show this week, and it was excellent. But that was really fun. Again, Jacksonville, Mississippi, full of haters, full of haters.
Hmm.
Let's see, finished Wednesday up this week.
Mm.
And it was good. It's already been renewed, of course, since it did come in higher than Stranger Things as far as minutes. The only thing that's beat them out was the game, the South Korean
Uh, oh gosh.
that show,
Yeah.
which of course it was an international hit. So,
Right.
but as far as this beat out Stranger Things, so that's pretty good. And it was fun. I wished it was more tongue in cheek because I got used to that with Addams Family Values.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it was still good, and the girl who played Wednesday was really good.
Yes.
Fun show, and so can't wait for her next semester at Nevermore.
Hogwarts.
Uh, Watched Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas show special. Have
Yeah.
you seen?
Not yet.
Okay, it's pretty cute. The basis of the story is that uh, horrible, disgusting Chris Pratt is depressed. His character's depressed
Mm.
because he misses Earth and it's Christmas time and he feels, boohoo. So two of the characters decide to go to Earth and get him something that would make him be happy for Christmas. So they go there to kidnap Kevin Bacon.
Ah.
So uh, and then it goes on from there. But it's beautiful. The Guardians of the Galaxy set, in space,
Yeah.
once it's decorated for Christmas, is magical.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. There's a documentary on Hulu called Love Actually. The documentary. I think that's what it's called. I don't know. But it's basically Diane Sawyer went out and interviewed at least most of the remaining celebrities that are alive. They couldn't get Alan Rickman, but most of they've got Hugh Grant and Emma Thompson and the little kid. They didn't talk to Liam Neeson.
No.
They didn't talk to. I was surprised they didn't talk to the girl who played Alex on Happy Endings because she's made a big deal about it her whole career because she's one of the girls that meets the British guy in Wisconsin at the bar.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
and so she they even put that into Happy Endings that she always had the Love Actually manger sequence. Instead of the manger, they had the whole layout of the Love Actually. It was really cute. And they also did an interview the guy from Walking Dead, which I thought would have been interesting.
I don't
But
know.
anyway, it was It was a good show. It was 40 minutes long and it was gone. It was like,
Oh.
that's not enough. I need more interviews. I need more insight. And so yeah.
Did you watch the short with the girl
Yes.
that,
Yeah.
yeah, that was pretty cool. I was glad that they did something to give her a happy ending.
Um, let's see. Uh, I watched Disenchanted,
Oh yeah.
which is on Disney Plus. It's not as good as the first one. It's not as good as Enchanted, but it was sweet and it was funny, and it's got a really good cast. So Maya Rudolph plays the well, basically what happens is the Amy Adams character, the princess, they move from New York to the suburbs, but in the suburbs we got Maya Rudolph. She's like uh the the queen of town. So everything has to go through her, and then of course Amy Adams wants to be the queen, because she's actually in line to be the queen. So um she wants to do that, and then there's some things that happen through the fantasy world that they came from, that have changed things, and so there's a whole conflict, but I don't want to get into it.
Now,
um
where do I
but it
know
was
Amy
fun.
Adams from?
It's musical. It was sweet. It was you know easy to watch.
Where do I know Amy Adams from?
Everything. She's an
Well, yeah, but like, what was the original big one that she did?
original big one. I mean, she was in the I,
Okay, never mind. I'll look it up.
I don't know.
Yeah, yeah,
She's done a lot. She's done a lot.
right.
Um, watched Bullet Train, which is now on
Yes.
Netflix. That's Brad Pitt. It feels a lot like, well, it feels very British. Uh,
Yeah.
it A lot of cuts, a lot of. Was this one you were going to talk about?
Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
watched it last night, so we could.
okay, we won't talk more about. I'll talk more about that later. Did
Okay,
you watch Willow?
not yet.
Willow. It was funny because my brother watched it first, and he
Mhm.
goes, "Oh my god, I can't even watch this thing. I cannot watch this thing."
What?
And he goes, "You got all the adult characters going. Oh, but Willow, where we go? How will we how will we defeat these horrible things? What do we?" And then the kids are like, "Hey, I don't know if I want to go. I'm not feeling it." It's the all the youth characters talk modern, and all the adult characters talk um House of Dragons. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, I gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay,
and so
sure.
that's it, and it is weird, but I'm kind of used to that. They tend
Yeah.
to do that all the time. But that was the one thing that was weird. It was weird. Also, Bros is on Peacock now, so
Yes.
those of you that missed it in the theater can now see it on Peacock for free, and that is if you have Peacock. And I think that's it. The tree is up, um, and
Nice.
it's gorgeous. You can check my tree out on my page on Facebook if you'd like. And I actually had some guy from France go, "Can I add it to my collect my tree collection?" I'm like, "Oh, sure,
Oh,
go ahead."
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, so it's been kind of a that's been fun, and that's it. Go
Okay,
ahead.
cool. Well, mutual shows. I did watch Bullet Train, and you're right. It did have kind of a British slant, which I guess maybe it's why I the parts that I liked of it. It was disjointed. And somebody actually, our friend Michael Sage, who watched it, I asked him what he thought of it, and he said that the pacing was weird. And I said, well, the best way to fix that is do like I did and watch it at 1.25 speed, which is not super fast, but it picks it up so that it actually moves fairly well. Um, I I liked it, but it's not something I'd probably ever watch again by myself. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm still kind of processing it. I like the quirkiness of it, and I liked the humor, and there were a few surprises, and I actually really liked Brad Pitt. And it's been a while since I liked a Brad Pitt movie, but I thought he did really well.
Yeah, I like the quirkiness, and I like the
Yeah.
I actually kind of like the pace of it. Sean kept getting up and going into the kitchen
Hmm.
and doing stuff, and I'm like, "Did you not like it?" And he's like, "Oh, I really liked it." And I'm like, "Well, you didn't watch it."
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I thought it was. I'm trying to remember what we had two movies that we were comparing it with, and I've completely gone blank on what those two movies were.
Mhm.
But it I thought it was just a lot of fun. It was really incredible how they manipulated the storyline
Mhm.
to meet everything come in. There were some fun surprises in there, but
Yeah.
uh, yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. I would say to anybody that, said, "Hey, should I give it a watch?" Yeah, do it. Um, okay. So then for my week, I have been playing the new World of Warcraft expansion, Dragonflight, and loving it. I actually on Saturday spent probably about 5 hours in a row playing, and for me that is kind of big these days because usually about an hour and I start feeling, the anxiety of, oh, I should really be doing something else. No, it's really good. So if anybody listening is thinking, should I do that again? Do it. It's good. I finished season 2 of Jack Ryan. I'm glad. The only reason I really watched it was John Krasinski, and yeah, I don't know. Even if he did season 3, I don't know if I'd watch it. It's not bad. If you're into spy thriller type stuff, you'll really enjoy it. But for me, it was just too convoluted and too like, oh, I just, stabbed somebody in the neck in an elevator and there's blood all over, but I'm just gonna saunter out, without a drop of blood on me, blah blah blah, whatever. Um, and then let's see what else. Call Me Cat. This was the last episode with Leslie Jordan in it, so that was very sad. Um, it was very simple. And one of the things I loved is that it was the Thanksgiving Day episode, and his character found love in the end, found a boyfriend and everything. So I don't know if they'll continue that storyline, or like,
They can because he died.
well, I meant keep the boyfriend in because the
Oh,
boyfriend's a drag queen, and he's, I don't know if they'll do that or not, but it'll be interesting to see how they move forward. But and then they tried to pull this whole like, oh, Max is an alcoholic. I'm like, oh, please don't do that storyline. Please do not. I don't want to have to go down that route again. And some of these shows with all of a sudden, like nothing's wrong, and then suddenly, oh, they're an alcoholic, and then they bring it up on every episode after for season after season. I don't care.
it's just
Uh,
like veganism.
vegan, yeah, veganism or whatever, and I think it's good to have sober characters and stuff like that. I don't have any problem with that, but when you have to go down that whole recovery route on a show, it, it can get really bad if they don't do it right. Okay, I watched some movies, including the first one was Christmas on Mistletoe Farm. And a recent widower with 6 kids and daddy issues inherits his father's farm. He hates his father only to find out the mother kept him apart, like that movie I watched last week. Through the love of 25 insane villagers, like last week, in the most diverse village in rural England, he realizes that he's an asshole for trying to keep his job so that he can take care of his 6 kids in London as a single father. I'm like, why is he an asshole for this? He's trying to take care of his family. Yes, yes. Suck the sun, girl. Suck the sun. Uh, if you're watching on video, you'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know what age group this thing was aimed for. It was disjointed. The love interests fall in love with each other without ever spending any time alone. The characters just pop to London and back within like literally minutes. There's pratfalls, slime, farm poop, dad jokes, farts, and at least one of the cast was in two of the movies I saw last week. So I would say just skip it. Unless you have kids, plop the kids in front of it. They might like the poop stuff. Or Tom. Tom likes poop stuff. Let's see. A New York Christmas wedding. Oh, this was lovely. A woman unhappy because both her parents and her best friend died at Christmas. She grew up to be engaged to a handsome rich man with a controlling mother, and her guardian angel appears and gives her a chance to see her life if she hadn't gotten mad at her best friend and shut her out of her life. Only it turns out, oh, well, actually, it turns out, spoiler alert, that they would have ended up together and convincing a Catholic priest played by Chris Noth to marry them in a church on Christmas Eve. And the angel turns out to be her best friend's baby who died in the other timeline and gives her a choice to go back in time and start over. Anyway, it was a decent script, low budget, low production values. Most of the cast were good actors, actually, and it was nice to see a positive lesbian love story. But a huge fuck you in the first 5 minutes of this film. She's standing next to a dog that they just put to sleep. And how do you start off a Christmas love story with that? Fuck you. Next up, A Castle for Christmas. Brooke Shields is a famous author of 12 novels and has writer's block and goes to find her family roots in a rural Scottish town where there's 25 people in the most diverse village in Scotland and a dog. Everyone's read her books except for her love interest, like last week. And sure enough, she gets dropped off and there's a bus with her book on the side of it, like last week. She wants to buy the castle from Duke Carey Elways, or Ills. I can never pronounce it right, I don't think. And several misunderstandings later, everyone's happy. Second time I watched this, actually, I watched it last year, and it'll probably be an annual watch for me. It's a nice, fun thing, and I mean, Brooke Shields and Carey Elways, you can't go wrong with them. I watched Nanny McPhee, which I do every time around Christmas, even though it's not really a holiday movie. Santa Claus, the movie with Charles Durning and Dudley Moore. For some reason, I remember watching this and hating Dudley Moore's character Patch and thinking he was a complete asshole. But watching it this time, not only did I not remember any of the movie before Santa actually meets the kid in New York. You know this movie, right? Santa Claus, the movie, the one with Dudley Moore and Charles Durning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
from
exactly. You're doing the same expression I did when I
it's
watched it.
from
I was
the
like,
80s. How am I supposed to remember this?
you remember every movie. Don't you tell me you don't. I know you.
I know I remember yeah, no, yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
well, that's kind of how, and I watched it just a couple years ago, and I watched it again, and I'm just like, I don't remember this stuff. Anyway, but Santa meets a kid in New York, and Patch wasn't the asshole after all, but it's still not a favorite, and I don't think I'm going to actually bother to watch it again. Scrooge, A Christmas Carol, animated musical on Netflix, and this has Luke Evans voicing Scrooge. I was prepared to hate this, and it's actually pretty good, and the music is really good too. I started listening to it on Amazon Music. It's got some twists from the original Christmas Carol text, but they're good ones. And even though animation is a little computer generated, it's still not it's not bad. I would actually recommend it to you to give it a look. So, Happy Mary Whatever, that's the limited comedy series. You watched that, right?
Yeah, so
Yeah. Yeah, it's from like 2018 or something like that. Anyway, I watched it last year. I enjoyed it, but this year I actually liked it more despite the canned laughter. It's got a really good supporting cast,
now
and
which one is this? Is this the one with Dennis Leary or is this the one with um who was the dad? Jeff Bridges or somebody?
No. Dennis Quaid.
Oh, Dennis Quaid. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, and it's fun. It's just a fun little show. So yeah, if you just want something light. Okay, last one I watched, aside from Bullet Train, which we talked about, was It's 1,000 Miles from Christmas. It's a Spanish film where a complete dick hates Christmas and goes to a small town where he finds love, the love of Christmas, with probably about 25 villagers. I don't know. The film opens at a Christmas parade where he's a kid, and of course they're asking him, "Why do you hate Christmas?" And at the opening, the Christmas parade, he's a kid and his dog gets run over by the Christmas parade. Second holiday movie I've watched this year with dead pets in it. And I don't know what asshole filmmakers think it's funny or a good idea to put this in Christmas films, but it will make me hate your fucking film instantly. The rest of the film was actually pretty cute, and it's sad that they had to start out that way because otherwise it would have been a good movie. So, and also I watched this on 1.25 speed, and it was fine. It was, yeah. So that is what I watched this week. So the one I would tell you if you're interested to watch is the Scrooge A Christmas Carol, the animated one on Netflix. And for the movie more than actually the anime, but the story is kind of freshened a little bit, so that's cool too. All right, make your holiday giving too much this year by using the code FMWildChub to take 20% off anything that you purchase over at fatmarkerclothing.com. And remember, you better get your orders in now if you want them by Christmas. It's time for advice, and this one comes from Miss Manners. Dear Miss Manners, my wife and I were invited for Thanksgiving dinner at a new friend's home along with 3 other couples. We were asked to bring a dish to pass. At the end of a delightful evening, we were asked to take home the leftover food we bought. We thought this was inappropriate and rude. Is it?
Oh, um, no. I mean, a lot of people, um, what they do is they just pack up um,
Mm,
leftovers and send them home with everyone. You know,
yeah, that's what we did. Well, except those that wanted it.
right?
Yeah.
I don't think it was inappropriate and or rude, but it was I don't know. I don't know what to think.
I
I mean,
know, right?
yeah.
No, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think most people would like a little sampling of, oh, thank you for the leftovers and blah 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 blah, friggity blah. I thought, whatever. Anyway, Miss Manners said, funny. The complaints that Miss Manners usually gets are from people whose leftovers are kept by the hosts or snatched by other guests. For a holiday that is supposed to be associated with hospitality and inclusiveness, Thanksgiving apparently inspires a lot of unseemly squabbling. Nor is it in keeping with the spirit of the occasion to assume that your hosts, who might have had an overstuffed kitchen, were just waiting until the end of a delightful meal for the chance to insult you. Which is Miss Manners speak for, are you fucking high?
Well, I think the reason why they think it was inappropriate and rude is that there was probably it was probably horrible.
And they didn't want it back.
Well, yeah, I mean, imagine if somebody brings a 9 by 13 of something hideous and less than a quarter of it's gone. You're sending that bitch home with those people.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
so I think that may have been what happened, but they didn't write that down because
Right.
um, they didn't want to sound like petty themselves.
Exactly. Uh, people. All right. Well, that was a lovely. Thank you so much, Miss Manners. Go check her out pretty much everywhere. Hey, Chubs. Timothy asks, "What's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you during a live stage performance?"
It, embarrassing would only be when and I can only think of two times right off the top of my head where I didn't remember my line,
Hmm.
or I was just like I went blank. It's not that I didn't remember it, it's just it was gone. It's like I had I felt like um the kid from Christmas Carol. I could hear my inner voice going, "Oh my God, you can't remember this line. You've been saying it every day in
Uh-huh.
rehearsal, every day in production, and now the one time all of a sudden you can't remember your line." I had a whole internal thing going on, and that was terrible. But otherwise, I cannot think of anything that was embarrassing that wasn't meant to be embarrassing.
Hmm.
Because like I've been in a show where um, I was meant to get killed at the intermission, and which there was no intermission, but halfway through the play.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I'm dead on the stage for the rest of the show, sweating and trying to control my breathing so I
Uh-huh.
look like a dead body. And got big laughs every time I did it because I did the shot rings out, and I just all my I just the body goes limp, you know
Uh-huh.
it's like a bunch of broccoli, boom, and I'm down. And then another time I was dressed like I was doing an Elvis a commercial where I played Elvis, 1972, the fat Elvis.
Mm.
And the director, this wasn't really live, but the director comes in to the makeups and goes, "Okay, um, these other guys look great, but I said Elvis, not Divine,"
Ooh, girl.
which I thought was hilarious because at least I knew who Divine was. Nobody, I mean, the makeup artist did, but the other people that were in the commercial did not know. So I thought that was funny, but they did make me at the end of it. They made me look like I was doing the splits,
Mm.
and so I thought, oh, okay, they're going to have in the commercial me ripping the costume out, because I did the splits. They added a fart sound, but I didn't know that until the production actually came out and played on television.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
So, but that wasn't embarrassing at the time. So it's just be me forgetting my lines.
Yeah, I think for me too, I remember doing Cinderella and I knew my cue was coming up and all of a sudden my mind went blank and I kind of leaned over to Brian a little bit and I said, "What's my line?" And he said, "What?" And I said, "What's my line?" And he's like, "I don't know." And thankfully, it came right to me just as it was time to. But I remember other times when like there was this girl next to me. We were on risers. We were little kids singing on the choir type thing. And there was this girl next to me and she started to lose her balance. So we were on the back row where she would have fallen straight down. And I just managed to get her before she fell. But I was like looking at her the whole time, like, is this seriously happening? Um, what was the other one that I was just gonna tell you about? It it was again little kid. I don't remember something. I don't know. It left my mind. Um, but yeah, most of my embarrassing moments were when I was more of a kid doing stuff, forgetting lines or things like that. No, no, it's totally gone now. All right. Hey, Chubs, do you regift?
I don't regift. If I don't like something, I'll give it to somebody else, but I mean not as a gift.
Hmm.
I'll go like if I go, look at this thing, and they'll go, what? That's not so bad. I go, it's yours. Okay.
Yeah, I do. I would say that I do regift, but I think actually it's a little bit more like you said that if I think somebody will really like something, then I'll give it to them. But I won't like purposely wrap it up and like, oh, I got you this,
Yeah, I think that because you're always going to get caught.
yeah, yeah. All right. Hey, if you want to send us a question for Hey Chubs, just send it to chubsgonewild@gmail.com. All right. Lunchbox, what's in your lunchbox? Well, Mr. Moose wrote in and sent this oh, sorry, I got woozy looking at that. All right. Starting out with happy holidays, gentlemen. Stopped by the pub near my house for a burger. Half pound of medium beef, melted cheddar, and a side of fries. That looks really, really wonderful. But the one that got me, my mother used to make fudge every Christmas. Only time of year she'd ever make it. Found a fudge recipe from the 1950s, and damn if it doesn't taste like hers. German chocolate, semi-sweet chocolate, marshmallow cream, butter, sugar, condensed milk, walnuts. Quick and easy. Wonder why she didn't make it more often. Moose. That is just beautiful. I just like my mouth is watering just looking at that. Um, so you can look at all these. Well, we got more, but I use the fantasy fudge recipe, and we've been making that. My mom made that when I was a little kid, and we've just made it almost every year since. So next up, we have Master Michael Sage, and he wrote in and said sent 44 clove garlic onion soup. Wow, that's a lot of cloves. And also Beyond Burger with garlic and mashed potatoes is a Beyond Burger because he is a vegetarian. And those are up on the Facebook group, facebook.com/Chubs Gone Wild. And you can send us what's in your lunchbox by sending us an email at chubsgonewild@gmail.com. Golden Rule Services want you to know about an important tool in preventing HIV infection by preventing you from contracting HIV. PrEP is a medication proven to be 99% effective in preventing HIV infection. To learn more about PrEP, visit sacgrs.org. And guess what? You can find Tom's other podcast at swannerandjudd.com. You can find my books at justkisstheguy.com. And all our links at allmylinks.com/chubsgonewild. And give us a call at
408-69 Chubs.
almost as good as Luke Evans. All right.
And you can see a lot. Luke Evans sings a lot of songs on YouTube. If you look up Luke Evans, I think he did like some kind of album or something. I'm not sure if he did a actual album, but he kind of did like a video album and where he sings a bunch of songs. So if you like him, then you can see him do that as well.
Well, that sounds fun. I have recently discovered the joy of Luke Evans. However, our dear friend Clint has discovered his joy for a long time now. We'll leave it at that. All right.
Did he
Thanks.
go out with him?
Well, I'm not saying anything. All right. Y'all have a wonderful week. Happy holidays. And we will catch you in, oh, that's right, a week. All right. Bye.
Bye.